Hey, and welcome to Let Me Look That Up, the show where we try to use the internet to answer life's trivial questions. I'm Tristan.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Adam.
So we've all been there, right? Sitting around with a couple of friends, and suddenly that random question pops up. Like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Do the cars in cars eat gasoline?
Can whales and elephants communicate?
Inevitably, somebody ends up pulling out their phone to do a quick internet search to see if they can find an answer. That's what this show's all about. Just a couple of friends trying to find the answer of life mysteries.
And since we're using the internet, obviously everything we learn is going to be true.
Back in the day, all we could do is speculate what the answers were without having to get into a car, drive to the local library, and flip through a couple of books until you just gave up or became an expert on the matter. Today, all that information is sitting in your pocket and can be found in seconds. Each week, we will bring a new topic to discuss and see what we can learn along the way.
So let's lay some ground rules. Each week, we'll have a host, a researcher, and that third person, well, they just get to blindly theorize about whatever the topic is and see if they're right. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Only one way to find out. All right, so I've got a question for you guys. We're in COVID season, and it's been a while since I've gotten a haircut. When was the last time you guys got a haircut?
That's a really great question. About a month ago is when my wife gave me a haircut so I could look good in an interview, but I didn't get a cut till after the interview.
That didn't really work out for you, did it?
No, I didn't get that job.
Because of your hair.
Oh, it was 100%
obviously.
there.
The last time I got a haircut was February of 2020. So a year and 3 months ago.
Yeah, so you're working on 15 months now?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
If your hair was a kid, it's learned to walk, so that's pretty impressive.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I got my haircut back in March of 2020, and then I let it grow out, and then this last November I had to get my new license, which means I had to go into the DMV and get a new picture, and I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, that's not what I want to look like on my license for the next 10 years. So I got a haircut, and then I've let it grow out again. So I'm up to, that was in November. So what, 6 months now? If I can do math, yeah. I don't know. So I actually went to a salon to get my haircut, which felt weird and kind of wrong. But when was the last time you guys actually went to a barber? I mean, Justin, I know you haven't gotten your haircut in 15 months, so it's been a while for you. And Adam,
and the last time I got it was in the before times.
Before. Yeah. So when was the last time you actually went to a barber?
That was not Labor Day, the other one, Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yes. Before Memorial Day, numbers were still really low, and so the barber shop was allowed to reopen. So the local guy that I went to for forever opened up. I raced in and got a haircut, and then it all shut down again after that. So
snuck in right before.
Yeah, so a professional hasn't touched these gorgeous locks. Nope, I don't like the way that sounded. I've not had a professional cut my hair in almost a year.
Almost a year, yeah. Justin, I assume the last time you got your haircut was you went to a barber or a salon.
In the before times, it was a barbershop, and they're a pretty cool local place that's kind of hipster, and they're specifically for like men's haircuts and stuff. They do like beard trimmings and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That was the same as my place. They would give you a beer while you got your haircut.
Oh yeah, you can get a beer from that one place too.
Did you ever get your hair in the beer? Because that seems like it would always seems so bad.
I didn't check.
You mean you didn't just take a swig and then have like a hair hanging out of your mouth?
I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy it and walk out a half an hour later a new man.
Fair enough. Let me ask you guys this. When you think of a barber shop, I don't know when the last time I was actually at a barber shop. I've been to salons or like the quick cut places around here, but I don't know the last time I was actually at a barber shop. But when you think of a barber, what are some of those things that come to your mind?
The hot towel treatment.
Have you actually ever gotten the hot towel treatment?
It's pretty
That
nice.
sounds awesome.
All right. I don't know if I ever have. My favorite thing is when they use the razor on the back of your neck. Like that.
That's how I discovered I have a mole right on my hairline. At least I think I still have it. I don't know how much of it he took off, but
he might have shaved that off for you. So the one thing that comes to my mind is that barbershop pole.
Oh yeah.
That's always in front of a barbershop, or it's inside, or like right in front of the door, or like right outside. But it's just there, and it's this iconic barbershop thing. It's typically, what color is it now? It's typically like white and red and blue. Have you guys ever thought about what that is there for, what it represents? Why is that there? Why is that at a barbershop?
I mean, and this could be a stretch because I have no clue, but I'm going to guess that it's 3 colors, and those 3 colors stand for a service you can get. So maybe red and blue and white are all different things you get at a barbershop, and depending on which one color it is, depends on what service you get. But I've never seen one that's just a red pole or a red and white one or blue, so no clue.
Surprisingly, you're not wrong. If you were to guess at what those different colors meant, what would you want to guess?
Okay, so red one, you get a sandwich. Blue one is a shooting range in the back, and the white one, I don't know. Maybe one's a haircut, one's a shave, and then one's you get like a hot towel, the hot towel treatment.
The hot towel
the
treatment.
Hot towel treatment.
Would that be white or would that be red? I feel like that would be red.
Red,
because it's
red
the hot
for
towel.
Heat, maybe, and blue for
and then white would be blue.
Yeah, white would be blue.
White represents blue.
Yeah. And blue represents the ocean. So they have water there, hot, cold, and tepid.
The whole reason why this came up was the other day I was watching this video on YouTube, and somebody brought it up, and they were like, "Hey, did you know this fact about barbershop poles?" And it completely blew my mind, and I had to look it up myself. Apparently, these things have been around for a really long time. Back in the day, barbers used to do more than just cut your hair, and they used to do more than just shave your face. They actually did some quote-unquote medical things. The pole represents the medical things that they used to do, specifically bloodletting. Ooh. So the red and the white represented the bloody bandages that they would wrap around after bloodletting.
So glad I know this now.
Right?
So
it's
gross.
Ridiculous. This doesn't answer the question where the blue came from, though. And so I looked into that a little bit, and what I discovered, apparently, in America, the blue represents the good old-fashioned red, white, and blue. You just got to add blue because we're American.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go to the barber.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought.
Yeah.
So somebody looked at the barber pole and said, I like this, but you know what would make this better? America.
Exactly.
That actually makes sense.
Exactly.
That makes sense that it involves the barber pole and that they would do more than cut your hair, because modern surgery's history actually comes from barbers performing surgery. So they actually have a lineage going to what you consider modern day surgeons as battle barbers, or people that would actually do surgery on the battlefield.
That's crazy. Because barbers now, you just go in there and you're like, hey, trim it up a little bit. But back then they were like trimming up your insides.
Yeah. All right. So you got a tooth you got to take care of, right? You're getting a haircut, right? I could also let some blood out.
But I wasn't really satisfied with the American red, white, and blue. And it turns out that in Europe, they have a better reason for having the blue.
Yeah.
And that reason is to not confuse barbers with the medical profession. So adding the blue stripe now says we're not medical. We just do hair.
So it's like a treaty.
Yeah,
like
but does that mean that hospitals in Europe have the stripes.
This is a red and white pole outside of the hospital.
Yeah. You got the big cross and then a red and white pole.
So candy stripers?
Is that where candy stripers comes from?
No. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Guys, I think we need to look this up.
Yeah, should we look this up?
Yeah, look this up. Okay, so we got candy stripers.
Well, what's the question?
What is the question? What is not the question? The question is, I guess, where's the term candy striper come from? Right?
And we're barbers, candy stripers.
And we're barbers, candy stripers.
Striper. I really hope that's spelled right.
I think it's with one P,
yeah.
not two P's.
So I'm feeling lucky.
Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, here we go. So the first thing that comes up is the dictionary description for it. Definition. That's the word I'm looking for. The dictionary definition for a candy striper is a volunteer, typically a young woman who assists staff in a hospital.
Okay. I didn't know it was a volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely. I knew that.
Okay. Well, excuse me.
Oh, Mister, my family works in hospitals.
It's not my fault I work in hospitals.
So wait, yeah, does that mean at one point in your life, Adam, you were a candy striper?
You mean if I carried in something for my dad while he was working?
Yeah.
Here's a file, Dad. All right, candy striper, get out of here. Go get yourself a diet slice and some pita chip. No, my dad wasn't. No, it would have been Sprite.
Yeah.
With no ice.
Found out what a candy striper is. But what are the origins?
Well, going through the Wikipedia page, it brings me directly to hospital volunteers in the United States.
Okay.
So that's probably, why we get why that whole European versus US barbershop pole thing kind of makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
And the term candy striper is derived from the red and white striped pinafores that female volunteers traditionally wore.
Mm-hmm. What is a
What's
pinafore?
a pinafore?
I think it's a hat.
Is it?
It's an apron.
Oh, it's an apron. Well,
apron.
there we go.
All right. We're getting closer. I feel like we're almost there. Are we correct? I have to know, did we get this right on the first try? Are candy stripers directly connected to barbershops?
All right, let me look up barbershop pole.
All right.
So I'm still on the Wikipedia page for barbershop poles here, and turns out, Adam, you were right about the whole surgery and tooth extraction thing that barbers used to do in the Middle Ages.
Wait, Middle Ages?
Yeah, the medieval times.
Okay. All right. So we're going back like Knights and Dragons.
Yep.
Okay. I knew it.
Yeah.
I don't need a phone or anything. Just send me out to tell people half-truths and misinformation and dentistry.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because bloodletting was totally a thing back then, so this is where it gets real gross, so get ready. The original pole had a brass basin at the top, representing the vessel in which leeches were kept, and the bottom representing the basin that received the blood. The pole itself represented the staff that the patient gripped during the procedure, encouraging blood flow.
All right, so it goes much deeper than just what the colors represent.
Oh, that's
cool. So yeah, that red is blood, and the white I don't really think means anything. It's just a pole. And then we added blue to not make it so bloody anymore.
less bloody.
Less leeches. Whenever I go to the barber, I definitely ask, where's the leeches? Why isn't there leeches?
Yeah, could I get some leeches while you're cutting my hair?
A little puffiness under the eyes. If you could just,
just a
that's
couple.
The medieval hot towel treatment, right?
Yeah.
Some leeches. Can you remove my wisdom teeth while you're at it?
A leech on each cheek, and take out those wisdom teeth in the back. It'll be great.
I believe the first barber ran on that platform, a leech on each cheek.
We found out more detail. We've confirmed that
Probably
dentists,
more detail
or
than
not dentists, doctors were, no, not even doctors. Barbers were all of the things that I just said. Barbers were that. Do the streams cross of candy striper and barber? It's got to, right?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm really just hoping it's just the color scheme. And they were like, oh, yeah, we used to do that. Red and white. That makes sense. Oh, they're young people. So we'll give them a playful attitude. So when they go around, people go, oh, doctors helping. They're young. It seems nice. I put you at ease as I fluff your pillow before they come and take your blood.
With leeches.
And here's the leeches.
I'm a volunteer. I've never done this before.
Oh, God.
As far as I can tell, no.
All right.
Just for whatever reason, the Candy Striper's suit was just red and white.
It's just red and white. All right.
Just red and white.
That's
And if I'm going by this black and white photo, it's more of like a tight stripe pattern rather than, the
big stripe.
bigger stripes that you see on a barber's pole.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite the same, but that doesn't really explain why Candy Stripers wore red and white.
Well, we could only assume that it's because of barbers. Guys, I think we've learned. Maybe Adam hasn't learned anything. I feel like Adam already knew all of these answers.
Disclaimer, I've never looked any of this up. So I learned this at some point passively through watching television.
And we just brought it out.
we leached it out of him.
Yeah.
Let's do just a quick recap of what we've learned today, starting with what those barbershop poles even represent. Turns out it was more than just the bloody cloths of bloodletting, but it represents leeches, the jar, I guess, that blood goes into after to get rid of that disease that's in your body. I'm glad we don't do that. What else did we learn? Candy stripers may or may not be connected to barbers. We did not confirm. If you, the listener, know anything about this or are able to find out more information, let us know, because I'm not letting this one go. I feel like candy stripers are connected directly to barbershops.
I might let this one go.
Okay. Adam's letting this one go.
I'm going to walk away and act like it never happened.
All right.
He knows too much.
That's okay. Sometimes you got to filter what you let in and filter what you let out.
Like a good bloodletting.
All right. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add to this, or you feel like that's a good place for us to wrap it up for today?
I think that's a bloody success. Yeah.
A bloody success.
I think I'm walking out of there with a haircut, couple less teeth, and a new disposition.
Yeah. So hopefully next time you're at the barber, you can give him a little bit of your blood.
Just hand it right to him.
Yeah, just hand it right over to him.
Put it right on him. Or just give blood at your barber. Maybe you shouldn't cover your barber in blood. It's just, maybe you can just give them money.
Go ahead and send us any questions that you might be pondering yourself so we can discuss it all together. You can submit your questions to our social media on Twitter and Instagram at Let Me Look That Up, or on Facebook at Let Me Look That Up Pod, using hashtag Look That Up. And make sure to give us a follow. We'll see you next week on Let Me Look That Up.